How old were you when you first decided to get into like sex work as a job?
18.
How did your parents find out that you work here?
They finally got the courage to come and try to do an intervention.
I'm getting like anxiety even hearing the story. Like imagine that being your job. Why not?
I don't know. Kind of dirty.
On last week's episode, we arrived in Elko, Nevada, an adorable town that is called the Red Light District of Nevada. Elko is called the Red Light District of Nevada because on one block, there are 4 different brothels, and I had been lucky enough to get exclusive access to explore 3 of the 4 active brothels there. We met Louis, the owner of 3 brothels in Elko, Mona's, Inez's, and PJ's. How did you even think of owning a brothel?
I try to keep quiet about it. I'm not out there broadcasting. I own a couple brothels.
We do have a wall of guys that are banned.
They didn't pay, or they mistreated the ladies, or
mistreatment.
are people mad at you for owning something that you're making money off of women having sex? But now it's time to meet the ladies. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Come on over. Is there enough light in here?
It's perfect. Oh, it's
Okay.
cozy.
Is it okay?
Oh, it looks
Please
amazing.
take a seat anywhere you like.
And this is
Here.
like your little bathroom setup, right?
Not a bathroom, just a sink.
Yeah,
just
but like
a vanity.
and your toilet's in there.
No, this is a closet.
Oh, so where do you go to the bathroom? You use the bathroom out there?
Outside.
Oh, okay.
Not outside. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, it's not like an outhouse. It's not like that. But no, this room doesn't have a private bath. But I prefer having more room in the room.
You want to sit down on the bed and so you can see what you look like on here?
Okay.
Just like right on the edge of the bed.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
First take with Roxy.
First take.
Yay! Oh my gosh, you have a high energy. I'm already obsessed.
Likewise.
So you've been here, you said, for 2 years now?
A little over a year after our COVID reopening because all the brothels closed for a little less than 2 years. I want to say like 15, 18 months or so.
How long have you been working in the brothel industry for?
10 years.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
10
you're a
years.
veteran.
Yeah.
How long have you been here for?
It's gonna be a couple months.
Where did you come from? Did you come from another brothel?
Yeah, I've worked at a few different ones.
You also do porn too, right?
I used to. I did. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied.
No, you're great. It's
When
great.
I started doing rebelling kind of and going in this industry, I started that. But I only did 1 or 2 stuff.
Where were you born?
I was born in Utah. My family was recruited by the Mormons.
So you grew up Mormon.
Yes.
How did you find yourself deciding, growing up in such a conservative, strict upbringing to decide to then work at a brothel?
But I grew up with a lot of classic movies. One of the movies I was watching was Gone with the Wind. And there's this character called Belle, and she's a, I guess, prostitute in the movie. And it seemed like all the other girls in the movie were kind of prissy and materialistic and kind of rude to men. And I never wanted to be that way. I'm a giver, so it seemed like the perfect job for me to just give back to men and stuff.
And you do have a very warm, gentle, loving spirit about you.
Oh, thank you.
How old were you when you first decided to get into sex work as a job?
18.
How did you find brothels?
Actually, on a dare from a friend. So all my friends were always older and had kids, so they couldn't do it. And they had heard about it from the TV show and stuff. And
Cat House?
And we're like, oh, we wish we could do it. They're like, you should try it out. And kind of dared me.
There was a strip club in town, and I came here to become a stripper. And I got up on stage, and there were so many guys, and I was so shaky. I was like, I cannot strip, but I didn't have any money to get back home. And one of the customers was so sweet to me. He's like, well, there's another place you could work. There's a brothel in town. And he drove me here, and I just started.
This work always made me feel good. And I'm obviously have a really hard time expressing myself.
You actually don't. You're doing great.
Really? Yeah. Okay. It was the only place I could actually talk, in my normal life. I was very quiet and no friends.
So you felt like you saw a different side of you when you started this work, a confidence that you didn't have before or something like that?
Yeah. I don't know what else I would do because I try other stuff and I'm always just drained from it and end up coming back.
Do you remember your first experience I know you said you were nervous, so do you remember the first time?
The first time, I just remember feeling like I was shaking.
Did they know it was your first time? Did
They
he?
had to have, because I was so nervous.
Oh.
But they were kind, so I do remember that.
What were your thoughts in that moment? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
Well, it brought me back to Belle from Gone with the Wind. And I thought, well, I can be a girl like her. I can help people feel better about themselves and make their bodies healed and feel better.
And afterwards, how did you feel?
Like that.
A wave of relief.
Yes.
You got through the first time. You know what to expect. Totally. Did you feel like you liked it? Were you like, yes, okay, this is great. I can do this.
Yes, and I felt like not a total loser. So.
Do you like the lineup?
I do. I find it so nice and simple and easy.
Do you like lineups and stuff?
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, and you got picked today.
Well, if you get picked, it's nice. And then if you don't get picked, you go back to do your own shit.
I like it here because there's not as many of us. So it doesn't feel like anywhere near as much of a showcase as if there's 15 or 20 gals. If there's 5, 6, or 7, it's just, okay, here we are. This is us.
You've already had your client today.
Yes,
How did that go?
very sweet man.
He was sweet.
Yeah, he's funny too. If a guy can make me laugh, I'm going to like him times 10.
He bought 17 minutes.
Yes.
So you can buy 17 minutes. You can't buy, like, it's not 15, 30, an hour. It's like you can buy literally 17 minutes.
Yes.
So you don't have any time minimums. You will do 7 minutes.
Yep, we can do 7 minutes as well.
This house is not a lockdown house, right?
No, lockdown houses are actually kind of a myth. And I say kind of because different rules for different counties, different townships, they're all different and they've all changed over time. Whereas lockdown was a bit more of a thing when there was a lot more of us and there were a lot more houses and they were a lot more rural, and there didn't want to be any confusion with town street walking traffic or any such thing like that. But then times changed, laws changed, and so the whole idea of you cannot leave, it's against the law to be held against your will somewhere in the United States.
But so you're allowed to leave and come back and not have to get tested, or how does that work?
If I leave the house for more than 1 day, then I have to get tested again.
That's great. So you have freedom to leave and come back.
Yeah, if I want to go Walmart and come back, that's, oh yeah, absolutely fine. But if I wanted to go to Vegas for 2 days and come back, I would have to get tested again.
Being that the brothels in Elko are right in the middle of town, I was curious to hear from a local's perspective what their opinion of it was. I stood outside, waiting for someone to come up, but the streets were remarkably empty for it being a Wednesday afternoon.
I'm a YouTuber. Do you live in the area?
Thankfully, another tourist saw the camera and wanted to talk.
Imagine that being your job. Why not?
I don't know. Kind of dirty. Did you pay for one?
No, because I'm filming, so I didn't, and
Well, you should try it just so you could have a life experience and then
see what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I wonder
Yeah.
if girls could go in there.
Yes.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Talking to her made me realize how much of a stigma there still is towards sex work and legal brothels. It made me wonder how Mila's parents, who are Mormon, reacted when they found out the news that she was now a legal brothel worker. Do your parents know that you work here?
Yes.
How did your parents find out that you work here?
I think they've known for a while, but they finally got the courage to come and try to do an intervention.
Wait. So you didn't know they were coming and they came here?
I didn't know they were coming, no.
I'm getting anxiety even hearing the story. That would make me so anxious if I were you.
I was just crying. Because you never want to let your family down.
So they say, come with us?
Mm-hmm. They were very forceful and they said, you need to come home. And I said, no.
And they said?
My mom just started to cry. And then I just started to cry. And I had to walk away. Because I can't watch my mom cry.
So where does this stand with them now with you?
Things are much better now.
That makes me so happy.
They just said they don't want me to talk about work. And I'm like, don't worry. I don't want to tell you about my sex life.
Have you had any situations over your 11 years that you had to use a panic button?
Never. I'm also I'm prideful.
So you'll figure it out yourself if something goes down.
Yeah.
Take control of the situation.
Yeah, before you hear the panic alarm go off, you might hear crack, 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 crack. Uh-oh.
Wow. What are your hours of work?
Afternoons and nights?
So what, 2 to 2 or?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, don't ask me to be a morning person, please.
What are the kind of guys that come in here?
All kinds. I see men, I see women, I see trans folks, I see anyone who is interested, as long as you are a nice person.
I love that. And my series is all about queer people and the queer community, so hearing that you service women or trans folks.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you get a lot of them to come in?
Not as many as I'd like.
We had a Cullen, this guy, he's very ashamed to tell his wife that he wants to wear makeup and dress up like a woman. And he was so excited because he wanted to wear stockings and everything like that. And I did his makeup and I did his hair. He brought a blonde wig. And he wanted me to curl his hair, brush his hair. He wanted me to stuff his bra for him.
Oh my gosh,
It was
wow.
really cool.
That is so fun, and that you were able to give someone that experience.
It was so fun.
Having these places where people can go and explore who they really are. You included, coming here and exploring who you are. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. People need to be more open-minded about it, I think.
We're a bit off the beaten path, and so not a lot of people just know about us in general.
Maybe women are more intimidated, too, to come into a brothel.
I don't know if that's the word I would use, but you know what? Women are looking for something different than men are. More emotional connection and more comfortability. Because men can be comfortable anywhere, but a single lady walking into someplace and having 5 different sets of eyes on her and saying, pick somebody, that can be a bit uncomfortable.
What do you like about working at brothels?
Whenever I feel comfortable and start working at a place, it feels like I touched home base for a little bit. Like I'm safe for a minute. I can breathe. I can get the rest of my life together. No one's going to mess with me, and I can focus more on whatever I need to pay attention to.
I love the public place atmosphere, really.
You mean like being around people and...
Yes. Being in a public place where I have co-workers, I have staff, I have anyone who can come in at any time. I'm not wholly reliant on not that.
You said this is shameful. You use those words towards it. How do you still feel like what you do is shameful, or do you feel like you've come to terms and realized that it's not?
Well, I do have boundaries. I never want to do anything that hurts people. If I feel like they can't afford a party, I'd never take somebody's money who I feel like they're going through a hard time. There's couples who come in, if the woman doesn't feel comfortable, she's number 1 in my book, then I never do a 2-girl party unless the girl wants to do it.
2017?
Yep.
Courtesan of the year?
Top 3 of us. 3 of us.
What did you feel like when you got that?
Oh my God, I was looking, I swear to God, for a bucket of pig's blood. I was sure it was a setup.
Yes.
It was so nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. I know, please. It was so nice to meet you. Thank you again. Well, thank you. This has been so great.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and for just opening up. It means a lot.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Yes. 2 days in, and I was having such a great time in Elko. Meeting the ladies, talking with Lewis, learning more about the ins and outs of how each different brothel operates in each different county line of Nevada truly fascinates me. When I think back to that lady that I met on the street,
Kind of dirty.
it makes me realize how important these episodes truly are. There is so little recent footage of the brothels that I can understand to some degree why people still judge them. And I hope that these episodes and my time I've spent at the various brothels across Nevada can shed a positive light, at least from my own personal experience, on what brothels are truly like. We have so much more of my time in Elko, and I can't wait for you to see what's coming.
We do 2-girl parties a lot.
I hope you're subscribed, and I will see you next week.